On July 17th, 2023, we have a new moon in Cancer taking place. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you and guiding you through 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding this Cancer new moon, which is going to be a pretty emotional new moon, as we are commencing a new energetic cycle. As we do with every new moon, we are going to find ourselves feeling inspired to really tune into the frequency of the life we desire to create for ourselves. So think of this new moon as not necessarily emotional, because all of these emotions are coming up to the surface to be felt, which may be true for many of us, but it's more so emotional in the sense of, are we really feeling into the frequency of the life we desire? Are we really feeling into the emotions of who it is that we aspire to become? So a lot of these prompts that I'm about to share with you are prompts that are centered around our emotions, around tuning into what is next, around manifesting, and really initiating this new energetic cycle for ourselves. So we'll dive into the energetics of this lunation more as I guide you through these prompts. And as always, if you do enjoy this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, please join this beautiful growing community. I would love to have you. We would love to have you. And as always, I would really love to know which of these prompts you resonate with the most in the comment section below. You already know your girl loves creating and cultivating community in the comments. So I look forward to speaking to some of you in the comment section below. And without further ado, let's get into these 8 journaling prompts. In what ways is my relationship with my emotions evolving? So I touched on how this Cancer new moon is an emotional new moon for many of us in a multitude of ways. And I do want to add that stepping into this year of 2023, I just intuitively felt that this year was going to be a year of emotional intelligence. And I really feel like this is really being heightened with this moon. And in this season that the collective is in, I feel like a lot of us are really feeling inspired to become more emotionally intelligent. And that calls for us to evolve our relationship with our emotions and really understanding how our emotions truly play such a big role in creating the life experience that we have. So in what ways are you finding yourself evolving your relationship with your emotions? It could be something as simple as becoming more consciously aware of what it is that you're feeling when you're feeling it, or perhaps becoming more studious in how powerful your emotions are. It could be that there's a specific emotion that you've really been intentionally working with recently. It could be all the above. So how has this evolution with your emotions been showing up for you at this time? And feel free, not only for this prompt, but for all the prompts that I share with you, feel free to really use these prompts as an opportunity to affirm the new cycle that you are stepping into, and affirm the thoughts, feelings, and actions that you do want to declare upon yourself in your life. So all that to say, all of these prompts serve as an opportunity to affirm, and not only to simply express the truth of what it is that you're experiencing now, but also the ability to affirm what you will be experiencing and what you're desiring to experience. So if there's a specific desire that you have in regards to evolving your relationship with your emotions, use this prompt as an opportunity to affirm what those desires are. If I focused on moving towards what simply feels good and is good for me, what direction or directions would that be? I know, and I feel like we all know, that humans really do have the tendency to make life more complicated than it needs to be. And it really is as simple as us trusting that so long that we move towards what feels good and is good for us, we are moving in the right direction. And it is important for us to have that discernment of moving towards what not only feels good, but we know and or feel intuitively is good for us. Because sometimes certain things may feel good, but aren't actually good for us. So that's why it was important for me to include that extra bit. But nevertheless, if you were to focus on simply moving towards what feels good to you in this moment and what is good for you in this moment, what would that direction be? What would those directions be for you in this season of your life, in this moment amongst this Cancer new moon? Simplify it for yourself. Don't overthink it. What feels good for you in this moment and is good for you? Take a moment to contemplate on that, to keep it real with yourself as to what feels good and is good for you. And journal what direction that would be if you moved towards that goodness. What familiarity am I leaving behind? And what's inspiring me to move forward into the unfamiliar? Leaving the familiar behind is so necessary in this human experience, because we all know that the longer we sink into the comfort of the familiar, the more we find ourselves feeling stagnant and like we're not actually growing and ascending into our higher potential. So really trusting ourselves in leaving the familiar behind does require a lot of trust, and also does require us to have some inspiration that keeps us moving forward into the unfamiliar, because leaving the familiar behind is challenging and can be hard and can be difficult and can cause us to want to revert back to the comfort, want to go back to the familiar. But it's those inspirations that keep us moving forward into the unfamiliar, into the unknown, and not revert back to old ways, not revert back to old thinking, to old feelings, to old actions. So what familiarity are you finding yourself leaving behind? Are you affirming you are leaving behind? And what are those inspirations for you that are keeping you moving forward and not looking back? That are inspiring you to trust the journey into the unfamiliar and the unknown? What is that inspiration for you that's keeping you moving forward as you should be? When I tune into the frequency of the life I desire to create, what am I feeling? It is so, so, so important for us to be very clear and consciously aware of how it is that we feel when we are in the life that we desire, when we are in the manifestation of our dreams, when we are who we desire to be. So this prompt, I encourage you to approach as a meditation, as a meditative prompt, where before you get into the journaling, you gift yourself a moment to really meditate on this life that you desire to create. And really tune into the frequency of that life that you desire for yourself, and tune into your emotional body and get to know what it is that you'll be feeling in that life that you desire. So take a moment to meditate and journal what it is that you are feeling in that moment that you are meditating on that life that you desire for yourself, that you are affirming in this moment that you are creating for yourself. And let me just add that as you allow yourself to gain clarity on this, I encourage you to also allow yourself to more frequently and progressively, daily, allow yourself to actually feel these feelings. Allow yourself to tune into this frequency and into this emotional state on a daily basis, so that you're not only in this consistent state of desiring to become, of desiring to create, but you actually are taking the initiative to be, right? To actually be in the feeling of the life that you desire. What thoughts, feelings, and actions reflect the version of me that I desire to be? So let's expand on the last prompt a bit more. In the last prompt, if you chose to journal it, you really tuned into the frequency of the life that you desire, right? And you gained clarity on how it is that you'll be feeling when you are living that life, when you are vibrating on that frequency. So let's allow ourselves the opportunity to gain even more clarity under this Cancer new moon and journal about the thoughts and the feelings and the actions that clearly reflect the version of us that we desire to be. So we've meditated on the life that we desire. Now let's really tune into the version of us that we desire to become, and journal about the thoughts that we'll be thinking when we are that version of ourselves, the feelings we'll be feeling when we are that version of ourselves, the actions we'll be acting upon when we are that version of ourselves. I encourage you to be as detailed and specific as possible. How am I being thoughtful in new ways that feel necessary for my ascension? So as you may have come to find on your own spiritual journey, on your own awakening journey, on your own healing journey, the more that we progress on our spiritual path, the more that we awaken, the more that we heal, the more thoughtfulness it feels is required of us, right? And you may be feeling recently like it is required of you to be more thoughtful in ways that you haven't been thoughtful before. Perhaps you've been feeling like, I need to be more thoughtful of the thoughts that I think. I need to be more thoughtful of the feelings that I'm feeling. I need to be more thoughtful of the actions that I'm acting upon on a daily basis, of my habits, of my beliefs, of my subconscious, etc. And so what has this thoughtfulness, this newfound thoughtfulness, if you will, been for you recently? And you can also, again, as I've mentioned, really use this prompt as an opportunity to affirm the thoughtfulness that you will be embracing and embodying come this Cancer new moon and beyond this Cancer new moon. How are you finding yourself being thoughtful in new ways that feel necessary for your ascension, that feel required in order for you to continue to evolve into your higher self? How am I initiating a new mental, physical, spiritual experience upon myself? I really love the way that this prompt is worded because it just expresses the truth that we really do have the power to initiate a new life experience for ourselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And this Cancer new moon really does have this energy of initiating a new mental experience, a new physical experience, a new spiritual experience upon ourselves. And as always, I'm sharing these prompts with you in a chronological order. The order of which I share these prompts with you is always intentional. So whatever prompts you chose to journal before this one will absolutely assist you in reflecting upon and contemplating about this new life experience you are initiating for yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. So how is it that you are initiating this new life, this new version of you, this new experience for yourself via your thoughts, via your words, via your actions? How are you initiating a new mental, physical, and spiritual experience upon yourself? And really allow yourself to ground yourself and deepen your roots in this truth that you always have the power to do so. What yeses and nos am I declaring over my life? Like I said, I am sharing this prompt as the last prompt intentionally because now you have all that you've journaled before this prompt to assist you in declaring your yeses and declaring your nos. And what I mean by declaring your nos is like just declaring that I'm no longer accepting this. I'm no longer entertaining this. I'm no longer investing my time and energy in this way, in that way, with that person, with this thing. What are the yeses that you are declaring for yourself in your life? Yes, this is what I welcome. Yes, this is the yes that I'm receiving. Yes, this is the experience I am now having. Yes, I am open to allowing myself to feel these feelings. Yes, this is the kind of partnership that I am holding my standards to. What are the yeses you are declaring for yourself in your life? What are the nos that you are also declaring for yourself in your life, which both are equally important? And that, my friends, are the 8 journaling prompts for our new moon in Cancer taking place on July 17th, 2023. This is an emotional new moon, but don't see it as a weakening emotional, but a strengthening emotional. This is an emotional Cancer new moon that is encouraging and intending to empower you. So regardless of your external circumstances and whatever it is that you may be going through in the season of your life, know that again, you have the power to initiate a new life experience for yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I pray that these prompts really assisted you in doing so, and that you're walking away with greater clarity, comfort, and confidence in some way, shape, or form. As always, I'd love to communicate with you all and meet some of you in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite prompt, and I am wishing you the best, most blessed Cancer new moon. Bye.